that it's about the two of you to say, you know what do I need to learn from this, dear God? Once again, there's another setback. Once again, there's another big hiccup. And I'm not going to go into all the hiccups I've had in the last 8 years. I'm not. But this was a biggie. So many of you have either sat in that space and understand what I'm talking about, or will sit in that space when it's about you, your grit, and your resilience in your faith. I'm not here to preach, but I'm going to share with you a couple miracles that lined up for me to have the outcome that I had. So please, if you want to keep listening, awesome. If you don't want to hear it, totally fine by me. You can go on to other things. But there's some miracles I'm going to share. So as I sat there waiting for the MRI, again, that was my space. Is, you know what, Kendra, you've got this. Been around, you've been through so much. And this is a time for you to get busy. So as the ED staff comes in and they say, we have neurosurgery coming to talk to you about having brain surgery, I said to them, I appreciate it. I get what you're doing. I'm one of you. But don't have the neurosurgeon come in. Don't have him waste his time. I'm not staying. I'm not staying here, and I'm not going to have brain surgery here. Oh, but ma'am, we can't discharge you. Appreciate that. I get it. But you will discharge me. You'll discharge me by today. But let me make a few phone calls, and I'll tell you why. Give me some time. They thought I was kind of crazy, and I said, not crazy. This isn't Ruby the tumor talking. This is Kendra who gets busy first, who finds solutions before falling apart. But let me just make a few phone calls. So then I got on the phone, and here's miracle number 1. Well, not miracle number 1, it's probably miracle number 45 after everything I went through before this. It's a Monday afternoon. I worked with 2 amazing neurosurgeons at Phoenix Children's Hospital, Dr. David Adelson and Dr. David Shaffron. My heroes. Well, for whatever reason, my phone spit out their cell phone numbers. I didn't have their cell phone numbers. My phone spit out a couple numbers. Theirs is one of them. So it's Monday afternoon, and I thought to myself, I need to get a hold of Shaffron or Adelson. I need their help. And so I realized my phone didn't have their numbers, so I thought, oh my word, I better get on Facebook, which I did. And I was able to message David Shaffron from Messenger. Well, David Shaffron and David Adelson are always in the operating room. I know this about their schedules. But David Shaffron happened to look at his messenger and see my message. Call me, I need you. Please get a hold of Adelson for me, which he did. And they called me. And I said, I need you. I have a brain tumor. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I need you to help me find a neurosurgeon that you trust. If you trust them, I trust them. They said, Bernard Bendock, I'm going to call him now. Dr. Bendock, the chief neurosurgeon at Mayo Clinic. I'm going to call him now. David Adelson called Dr. Bendock's on his cell phone. And I'll tell you, it's not easy to get into Dr. Bendock. It takes months to get into him, this skilled, amazing neurosurgeon at Mayo Clinic. It takes months. Dr. Adelson said, you take care of my PA. And Dr. Bendock said, I've got her. Fly her here and I'll see her tomorrow. And Dr. Adelson we were able to communicate via WhatsApp, and he was able to get on my scans with the MRI. He was able to talk to the team in Texas, convince the team to let me go and discharge me on high-dose steroids and high-dose Keppra. In flight, he took responsibility for my care until I landed in Phoenix. I had a medical jet waiting for me to take me to Arizona. But Southwest Airline took me from Amarillo, Texas to Phoenix the next day, and flew me to Mayo Clinic, where I was able to be greeted by Dr. Bendock and my wonderful Jody Winters, who I went to school with. They told me at Mayo Clinic there's only one other person that had that wonderful privilege of being admitted that quickly within 24 hours, and that was Senator McCain. I feel so incredibly thankful that that was a miracle, that I was able to be at Mayo Clinic within 24 hours. And there's no doubt that Dr. Bendock cleared his surgery schedule the next day, as my craniotomy took a good part of the whole day for him. Those are miracles, miracles that those neurosurgeons were free, that they saw me, that they cared for me, that I was able to fly to Mayo and see Dr. Bendock. Other miracle is my brain tumor was quite large, but it's the location that caused Dr. Bendock a lot of concern, because it was on the motor strip and sensory strip, the right frontal parietal lobe. It's a very, very, very delicate area of the brain. And he told me before my surgery that I would have issues with my left side, to be prepared. And I didn't honestly care. I said, just get Ruby out. Do what you have to do, shave my head. I don't care. He prepared me. And John, my husband. And after surgery, he said, it was substantially more difficult than I could have imagined, substantially more difficult, because of the adhesions in the scar tissue that held Ruby in for so long. She did not want to come out. He performed a miracle in getting her out, resecting my tumor, although it took a lot longer than he anticipated. And it was a beautiful teaching case for his fellow. It took a lot longer under the microscope. I'm so thankful for him and my two heroes and God. There's no doubt that if I would have had the surgery in Texas, that I would have had a devastating outcome with the left side of my body. Absolutely devastating. There's no doubt. If I had this surgery with anybody else, my outcome would have been so poor. But I have an amazing team. The best neurosurgeon in the country. I've got neurology and physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech therapy, neuro-oncology, and such a great team at Mayo. Those are miracles, folks. The miracles I don't deserve, but I was granted God's tender mercies to bless my life. That I have such amazing family, husband, that helps me, cares for me, and I just really wanted to share those miracles, and I also would like to share a couple thoughts on what this has taught me. Maybe would help others. So this rehab is going to be a while. I will get 100%. I'm a fighter, I'm feisty. I posted a video a while back of me walking with weights, right? I had just come out of inpatient rehab that I kind of escaped from. I was like on a high, and I had a weight on my leg. I was feeling amazing. I was truly feeling amazing. That was kind of short-lived, but I really have great moments of feeling amazing, and I have a lot of moments in between, like now, where I'm, brain is in a blender, right? And it gets more mushy, 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 and then I lay down, get really nauseated. That's my culprit. Right? So nausea is a tough one, but my dear Alec has super, I call it super sauce, that I take. It helps me. But this forces me to lie down. It forces me to stop in my tracks. I've had a lot of surgeries. I've had 4 spine surgeries, 3 knee surgeries. And those are surgeries I could kind of power through and get back on my bike and move on. This is a whole nother level of surrender. And if you just give me a moment. I'd like to share a couple things that I've learned. As I laid there in the hotel on the floor, completely unsure if I was going to make it, as I called my husband, I was able to call my husband and say, you know, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know what my future holds, but there's two things that came to mind. First thing that came to mind was, do all the people that matter in my life, do they know how much I love them? These are family members, children, friends. Do they know how much I love them? And that was a question I had for myself. And I said to myself, they do. They know I love them. So I can go. That's God's will, I can go. There wasn't anything left unsaid. But there's a little precursor to that. I also really begged God to keep me because I really wanted to see my 2 grandbabies being born soon. And my 2 babies that are alive, I really want to see them play t-ball. And I asked God, please keep me. I'll tell you what wasn't on my mind. Anything materialistic, right? It wasn't the houses. It wasn't the cars. It wasn't the bank account. It wasn't anything that had to do with anything of the world. Nothing. Everything on my mind had to do with relationships and substance and the heart and the soul and the spirit. That's it. My life didn't flash in front of me, but rather it was a calm sense of stillness and surrender that I just want to make sure everybody that mattered so much to me knew I loved them. As I went through and I arrived at Mayo Clinic, met my neurosurgeon, and immediately went into the OR for craniotomy, right? My long case, I woke up, and it was really the first day of the rest of my life, which was 4 weeks ago today. And my rehab will be long, and like I said, I have a lot of therapies, but this has really been an amazing experience for me. There is times, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I'm feisty little stubborn little thing, if you know me, right? I'm gonna push it, I'm gonna push it, I'm gonna push it. And I'm gonna go, oh, I'm so sick, I can't even handle it. So my new normal is really one of incredible gratitude. Well, not my new normal, that was kind of my normal before, but really it's just of appreciation of the little thing, listening to the birds. It's appreciating nature on almost a cellular level. It's listening to this beautiful music I have in the background that just is so relaxing. It's basically never complaining. Not that I don't complain, but honestly, like I say, and I love that book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's all small stuff, people, I'm telling you. It's all small stuff. None of that stuff matters. Do not get tripped up over it. Don't get